Here's 5 tips for mindful eating that might change the way you see food and your relationship with it. Hello, my name is Carol, and I help women develop a better relationship with food, with their bodies, through habits rooted in self-love, not restriction. The first one is sit in a real table and put the food in your plate. We often tend to grab the food from the fridge and start walking around our house or just eat distracted. So the moment you put the food in your plate, you can actually see how much you're eating. This is gonna avoid overeating because you're gonna know how much food you actually put inside your body. My second tip is do not count calories. Counting calories is just a way of you controlling what you put inside your body in numbers and playing all that game inside your head, which leads further on in compulsive emotional eating. The more you tend to restrict yourself and label food as prohibited or high calorie, unconsciously you're starting to see food as enemies. So instead, focus on whole foods, natural foods, and healthy foods. In talking about wholesome food, the third tip is actually the opposite of that, to avoid high processed foods. If you just take a look in the Mother Earth and in the nature, it's going to be pretty hard to find food that's very high in fat and very high in sugar at the same time, which is the case that we find in the most high processed foods. The foods made with a high combination of sugars and fats are exactly made so you can't stop eating them. The fourth one is quite simple but very efficient. You're just gonna swap the hands that you hold your knife and your fork. It's gonna be way more difficult to cut things, and by that you're gonna eat way slower and actually pay attention to what you're eating. The fifth one might be one of the hardest ones to put in action, which is just be present. Avoid distractions, avoid your smartphone, avoid TV, pay attention to the food you're eating. Pay attention on the smell, on the texture, on the colors of your plate. When we actually eat with presence, we notice when we're satisfied. Avoid overeating because we're paying attention, could feel and taste every single bite. Well, I hope it helps, and let me know if you practice at least one of those tips that I said.